Blue Table fans, I hope your weekend is going as amazing as it is for me. I got up at like 2 a.m. last night. I wasn't tired, like I want to go to sleep, but I can't. But I was like, I'm inspired. I want to get something done. So I came out in the main room. I cleaned up a little bit, and I got this great scenario board going for 40K. And I'm going to tell you all about it. Supposedly, Rich has said he might be able to come by tonight for a battle report, which will be very exciting. I would just absolutely love that. So what you have here is an Adeptus Mechanicus facility. And so you have to imagine the alarms are blaring, the enemy is near, and these guys are trying to set the reactors for critical. We're imagining these are like reactor cores here, 2 of them. And so I've got these electro-priest guys here, like these servitors, and they're stuck at their stations. They can't go anywhere because they are, you know, they're in this life and death situation to make this happen. And so there's 10 of them, and that's the victory points of the game. The enemy has to get onto the board, kill those guys, and prevent the reactor overload. The defender, which is the Adeptus Mechanicus, I have 1 guy set up here so far. They have to basically keep the enemy, destroy the enemy or keep them occupied. And so it's going to be a very interesting scenario. I'm going to talk about it more when we actually get started. These are the reserve deployment entry areas. So once a side, so there's no deployment. It's all deployment like through these random points. And they're set up like logically where, you know, there's some kind of entryway here, this elevator shaft. There's an opening over here. So very strongly scenario driven. And I mean, just look at this terrain. It's so fantastic. It just really captures the whole essence of it all. What I really want to do, like my fantasy, okay, different topics. So there's that. There's your introduction to this scenario game that we're going to have. Super excited for that. In fact, I have the force here, compliments of a really good client of ours named Adam. And so his army is going to be immortalized in the scenario. And by the way, this is only like maybe 1/5 of the army size total. Guys, this is really, really, really good stuff. And so, yeah, I imagine this is almost like a supervillain's lair. So I only took like the cool stuff. I might not even take the Iron Striders. They seem a little bit out of place here. And for those of you paying attention to the channel, you may notice that I featured this army before, but now the bases are done in sort of this cool iron oxide Martian landscape thing. Although if you've been following the Martian missions and pictures coming back from Mars, it's not all like reddish stone. It's a lot of cool geology there. So anyway, so I imagine this is like the villain of the piece, you know, this Magus. And by the way, this model is incredible. It's just amazing. Makes me happy just looking at it. So much character. So anyway, yeah, so he's like commanding the forces, you know, and it's gonna be a free for all because we're gonna have very small units, and they're gonna come in at various points, and it's gonna be an absolute bloodbath. I think we're gonna have it that once a side chooses one of these deployment entry points here, that only that side can use that particular place. So we imagine there's like a larger battle raging around this location. And of course, you know, if the reactor's gonna go, boy, you gotta get here and do something about it really quick. Oh my gosh, just so much good terrain, so much character. And I read an article on, I think it was Bell of Lost Souls, and they talked about having objective markers. You always think of objectives as static. Well, what about civilians? And so this was sort of my peaked answer to that. Anyway, different topic, why not? I have this fantasy that I want to do a whole Pathfinder module or some kind of like D&D module that I revamp somehow, but do it entirely with terrain that's finished. And it will take up a room probably about this size to run this like ultimate D&D adventure where there's like this drow outpost done, 4 feet high and in complete dimensions. Oh, that would just be great. That would just be great. And the resources that would be needed it's pretty considerable. My dream, my fantasy is to have a crew of 4 to 6 people just working on that and dedicated, without worry, not have to worry about selling tickets or whatever, but just to do it because of the amazingness of it. And then have people come out and almost like a challenge, the ultimate fantasy role-playing challenge, to come out and like beat this adventure and have cameras on it to show all of this fantastic 3-dimensional role-playing stuff. So anyway, well, that's my life, guys. I'm up early in the morning on the weekend, about to get started. In fact, while I have you, well, no, I'll just do like a studio update. All right, thanks for tuning in and look forward to that battle report. It's going to be a really good one.